Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And in this segment of 112 scale military action figures Tukes, I am re-showcasing the Arsenal of Pew Pews Cobra lineup. Now, the reason why I'm, part one even, because I thought about this, deep thought of why I wanted to do this vid. One of them is because I realized that I think, and this is just me, aesthetically speaking, that the original classified stuff that was released looks so much more high tech, like with the stuff that they were issued, that it only makes sense to use more recent high tech stuff to go with it. Okay. Well, what do I mean by this? Why am I going this direction when I was doing AKs and all of that, before? What prompted this? Well, I know that I'm going to army build a whole bunch of these Cobra, the basic Cobra Trooper, and I already have an army full of these guys. But the more I thought about it, the more that these guys look like they would make more sense with the AKs and whatnot. The AKs and the bad guy Euro weapons that Top Fun is more known for. Whereas Arsenal of Pew Pews, they're known more for their more recent innovated weapons that, like the Vectors and the Fang. The Fang is one of their personal creations, OG thing. And I think it makes sense with the aesthetic of the uniforms. Because look, the uniform of the the Cobra Trooper is classified Cobra Trooper is so different, more high speed. I'm not saying it's better, but more, high. Well, to me, it's more pleasing, but different is more congruent with what this is doing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more congruent with what this is doing because it's so busy with this that if you start using AKs and stuff, while it could still play it off, I think for the person with a super keen eye, it still would make more sense to be using these kind of weapons for this. Where else these would be using more of the AKs, stuff. You know what I mean? That's just the way it makes sense to me, since he's wearing more old school 80s style, web gear. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that makes more sense. Throw back weapons, throw back everything. I think that the Cobra, moving forward, my retro carded Cobra troopers are going to be rocking these. Where else? Because of the masks on these and just the overall gear, it makes more sense for them to have more high tech weapons, high tech. And in this case, let us showcase this. See what I'm saying? Look at how the Chris Vectors here look like it. Heck, makes more sense, right? Yeah, these guys were the kings of the Chris Vectors, for the common man with good paint jobs. You know what I mean? You can't beat that. And it has Cobra insignia all over it. That's a win. You really can't get any better than that, right? Plus with the Viper Island, stuff, it makes hella sense, in my opinion, right? Like the way the mask works, the way this works, the way all of it, the complete aesthetic makes more sense for them to be rocking something like this. These kind of weapons make them look more bad guy-ish, like more congruent with the bad guys, I think. So the Chris Vector is just exotic enough to not be mistaken for a weapon of the U.S. that, at least the way the ones that the U.S. military use. And I'm sure that there are that use this, but not common enough. And then, of course, another one of their offerings. I love this one. I love this one. I just love the way this thing looks. is just so good. Black to offset all the blue that he got going on. I mean, his primary weapon is black, so that's why it makes more sense for him to be rocking something like this. Now, the reason I went with blue on the Cobra Island Viper Island one is because uh, he has a lot of black already, enough as it is. So I figured a blue weapon with black parts would make more sense for him, so that he could still maintain a very blue dominant, uh, balance, I would say, right? Versus this, who's already super blue dominant, need a little more black to offset it. Even though he already has, he's got black boots, black everything else. So it makes sense for him to have that, in my opinion, right? So yeah, at least from the aesthetics. Then of course, uh, blue Cobra Fang. I got these in different colors. Got them in red, one for Destro, uh, one in black. When I open up a Baroness, I'll probably have her rocking one of those, or a Chris Vector too. It really depends, right? Um, since he's a Cobra officer, I figured he'd be rocking this one of these fangs. It makes sense. I wish that they had an offering where they had one match this, maybe in the future. Who knows? I hope they do. Uh, but even yet and still, it still looks good because Cobra symbol is normally you know red anyway. So I don't begrudge the weapon, but I figure officers would be. It makes sense for officers to rock something more uh, sub sub and elegant, like a submachine gun, not so heavy since they have to take lead and stuff. Which is also why I went with Major Blood rocking this variant of the Fang with. I imagine this holds more ammunition of some kind. Either way, it looks so high speed. Super leadership Fang, I guess. I think that it would be neat for somebody like him to rock something obnoxious like this, so blatantly Cobra and so blatantly different, something that nobody else has. And it just looks like something Cobra would rock. I think it's perfect. I think that the brothers over at the Arsenals of Pew Pews did such a great job with these. Look at the details. You really can't beat it. I like it. Guys, I don't know how much more emphasis I could tell you that they're good. Their stuff is really good, and I just kind of wish that I had more figs for more of their stuff. I got I got to get some more and more of their stuff. Their stuff is so good. I just wish that I had more figs, and I wish also that they had made more stuff. I'd like to keep buying more stuff from them as often as I can. I love to support the brothers over there. So yeah. All right, folks, that's all I got for this segment of One Top Scale Military Action Figures Takes the Arsenal of Pew Pews Cobra uh, Armory Part 1. I am your host, Coco Smooth, and until the next video, folks, ciao.